Avengers Doomsday have begun filming for a while, and fans have been yearning for a sneak peek as to what may be happening behind the scenes. Well, wait no further. There is a video online that hints as to what the story may be about and more. And also, Harry Potter has released a first image of the character, of the lead character in full costume. We'll be taking a look as to what this is about and more. And last but not the least, the Japan Foundation have embarked on a mission in Africa. These and more right here on the Film Mandate. My name is Papa Utu. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Film Mandate, where I bring to you movie news, reviews, and reactions, both from the African front and the international scene. Thank you for joining me for this very episode of the Film Mandate. So, in our very first story, Avengers have been filming for a while, as you all know, following up after the chair watch, where we got to see the names of over 40 main characters, or key players in the Avengers and MCU, roster of films. And we got to understand who may be playing, or which franchises may be featuring in the Avengers team up film. Well, for a while, as they have been filming, we've not really heard much apart from some sneak peek of ideas or articles hinting as to what the story may be about. Well, a video just leaked online, and it is by the stunt double of Chris Hemsworth, Bobby Holland, and it doesn't reveal much, but something like an Easter egg is in there that perhaps gives us an idea as to what the story may be leaning into, or aspects of the story may be about. So let's take a look at this article that is shown on Yahoo Entertainment. Yahoo Entertainment, but was published on the Superhero Hype website. And it reads that Avengers Doomsday set video reveals new plot details. And that is captured or written by Anthony Nash. And it reads, so that's a picture of Hemsworth. So let's read. A new Avengers Doomsday set video has surfaced online and shows what looks to be a very familiar set that could also feature Thor. What does the Avengers Doomsday set video tease? The latest video from the set comes courtesy of Bobby Holland, who is Chris Hemsworth's stunt double. The video just shows some of the crew of Doomsday goofing off. But the important bit is that the set they are filming on seems to be the temporal loom of the TVA found in the Disney Plus series Loki. The TVA has served as a focal point of both Loki and Deadpool and Wolverine, so its inclusion in Doomsday isn't too big of a shock due to the multiversal nature of the TVA. It's also possible that Dr. Doom could be using the TVA to bridge the gap between multiverses in the world of the MCU. So there in your shot is a sneak peek of the video itself. So let's just take a look at it. So this is on the Cosmic Media Twitter or X account. So I don't know whether it's gonna play. Okay. Let me see if I can capture. Okay, so let me see if let me just quickly go through the rest. So yeah, the rest has to do with the roster of characters now will be showing up in the movie, and then some, including some several X-Men characters, which would also be returning from the the Fox um, X-Men franchise days till now, and then pardon me, and also Doomsday will be releasing in December next year, 2026. So let me try it once again, and then Okay, I seem to be having a challenge, but let me quickly. Yeah, so um, yeah, so let me quickly open. Yeah, let me quickly sort it out and then get back to it. But a little tease to this particular video is it looks like they were waiting on set whilst one individual, that is Bobby Holland, Chris Hemsworth's stunt double, was filming them as a couple of them were goofing around. So it is quite interesting to note. Yeah, so I have the video ready. Let me just key it and then, yeah. Okay, so let me get it to start. Yeah, so I have the video ready. Let me just bring it online. So then your shot is the video.
Sort of like, yeah. It's almost like you get to your end position a little quicker, meaning like not don't walk faster, but just get your face
So
closer
some
to
of the
him.
crew members,
You're sort of like when you walk over to the other side, you're kind of like a little bit
just
further
goofing
away,
around. I'm
and
sure
then
they
you
were
get
behind the scenes and
closer.
the filming was going on. It was
Sort
just
of
going
like,
straight.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
almost like you get to
note
your end
something.
position
Let
a
me see.
little quicker.
I don't. Yeah. So if you can see on the ground, there is some symbol or logo of TVA with an arrow pointing to it within that semi-arc of a circle on the ground. Yeah, on the ground. So this indeed
Meaning
does
like not
hint
don't walk
at a particular
faster,
story
but just get your face
or
closer to him
possibly
quicker.
particular
You're sort of like
storylines that may indeed transpire in the movie when it is released. So yeah, for the fans of Avengers, this indeed hints at some, or the MCU in general hints at the possibly direction or plot line of some of the stories, and then uh, what or possibly what possible characters may show up for this film. So this is just a little, sneak peek as to what is happening behind the scenes. Obviously, from the look of the picture, it means that a TVA is involved in this involves or this comes from the storyline of Loki, the Disney Plus series. If you've watched any of the two seasons, you will know that the TVA, it lives in a pocket dimension where they sort of control the expansion of the multiverse in certain area to prevent it from crashing. So that is what they are trying to, I mean, from the look of the picture, it means that the story may involve Loki and the TVA as a whole in this particular, I mean, story of Doomsday. As to where the story may go to, we do not know. But from the article, possibly may involve Doomsday trying to use the TVA to, to embark or to uh, propel his nefarious purposes in either trying to destroy or control the entire world for his own purpose. But key to it is the fact that Tom Hiddleston may likely be in this to I mean being the god of stories now, controlling the multiverse to prevent it from crashing and destroying for good or disappearing for good. The god of mischief is heavily involved in the TVA universe, I mean, as a whole. So this may not mean much, but may be key when the film is finally released and we get to know why the TVA is involved. And it's very possible because perhaps right after this, it may lead into us maybe giving the God of Mischief returning to the very foray of the universe or the 616 universe, and there may be more machinations that may involve maybe even Deadpool may be returning. Well, he's for now there's never been any confirmation as to Deadpool coming, but we know from the film Deadpool and Wolverine that TVA played an important role in the movie. We don't know whether Hugh Jackman is coming back, but it may be possible that these two characters may return in some form of fashion to be part of the story. But regardless, it looks like with this sneak peek as to the story, I mean, as to the behind the scenes set, it's very likely that Tom Hiddleston may be playing an important role. It could be him, or it could be Doomsday trying to use the TVA for his own nefarious purposes or whatever mission he may be on. But at least we have a sneak peek that TVA is indeed involved, and that is what matters to us who are fans of Marvel and are yearning to see what the entire Doomsday may be about. But point to that may be that if after um, Fantastic Four is released, we'll get to know when. I mean, when it's released, then we finally see the entire story. It may give us a little bit more idea as to what Doomsday may be about, because definitely looking at the Fantastic Four, they are one way or the other connected to Victor Von Doom, and definitely whatever storyline that may, I mean, may be coming from the film itself, the Fantastic Four First Steps, may give us more idea as to what this entire story may be about. It may not give us entirely the story as a whole, but give us an idea as to where the direction of Doomsday may be heading. So yeah, this sums up my first story for the day. Let me know what your thoughts on this. Do you think this means anything, or you think it's nothing to really read any meaning into? Whatever your thoughts may be, leave it in the comment section down below. So moving on from MCU to another property, that is the Harry Potter property. Fans have been yearning to see what or when the Harry Potter films or series may begin shooting. The Harry Potter films wrapped up a couple of years ago, and we've been yearning to see what they have in store for us with regards to the Harry Potter world. Well, wait no further. There is the BBC released an article that shows the lead character who is now stepping in the shoes of Daniel Radcliffe. A picture of him released online, and that is him in full costume, looking almost like Daniel Radcliffe when he was younger and he was starting out in the role of Harry. So let's read the article. The article says that first Harry Potter image released as production begins, and this is by Stephen McIntosh, entertainment reporter. So that is a clapperboard revealing the very start of production, and that is it. So the DOP is Andriano Goldman, and now director for this particular episode is Mike Mylod. So it reads that production has begun on the new TV adaptation of Harry Potter as the first picture of the lead actor in costume was released. J.K. Rowling's series of novels has already been made into a film, but HBO is now producing a TV series which is expected to take 10 years to complete. Producers released the first picture of 11-year-old Dominic McLaughlin in costume as Harry Potter on Monday and confirmed several new cast members. Rory Wilmot has been cast as Neville Longbottom, and Amos Kitson as Dudley Delsley. Louise Brayley as Madame Rolanda Hooch, and Antoine Lesser as Garrick Ollivander. So they join stars as John Lithgow, who will play Dumbledore, Nick Frost as Hagrid, Jeanette McTeer as Minerva McGonagall, and Papa Esiedu as Severus Snape. The three child actors who will play Harry, Ron, and Hermione were announced in May. The program will be filmed at Warner Brothers Studios Livingston in Hertfordshire, which is where the 8 Harry Potter movies were also shot. HBO has previously said the series would be a faithful adaptation of the iconic books. The TV series will have more breathing space to explore the plot lines from the books without the time constraints of the film. Producers also announced new production staff, several of whom have previously worked on The Crown, such as director of photography Adriano Goldman and hair and makeup designer Kate Hall. The first series will launch in 2027. In 2027. So yeah, this is the story we've had so far, and it is indeed exciting, particularly for the Potterheads, who are they are diehard fans of this franchise. And for those who watch the movies and paid attention to the, the 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 entire franchise of Harry Potter, the film itself, you realize that Harry Potter was one of the most revered franchises that was ever released, and people loved the story so much. Particularly looking at how a number of people had read the books and then from reading the books, having the opportunity to see the film breathe and live on screen, people were so excited about it. But one thing that especially the avid readers of the books always spoke about is the fact that in as much as these films were very good, they didn't do justice to the material, the source material itself. So this perhaps informed the Warner Brothers to embark on converting it into a series, a TV series. And the good thing about TV series nowadays is the fact that the production value of TV series sometimes even outweighs or outperforms that of some films. You can talk about the Game of Thrones. You can talk about the Fellowship. I mean, the Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings series that are in play now. So it is of no surprise that HBO or Warner Brothers has embarked on making sure that this is translated into films. And just as the article said, and a lot of people have been complaining that because it's not done it justice, at least this gives them the opportunity to flesh out the storylines properly to fully exhaust every plot line that lies within the book. So this indeed is good news because then the book can live and breathe just as the readers want it, or the diehard, the Potterhead fans want it to be. So it is indeed exciting news all around, looking at the fact that if this is realized, it may be one of the TV series that may compete with the likes of the Game of Thrones, the House of Dragons, and then the other wonderful series like Last of Us and all others. So indeed, this a franchise that you cannot write off with, which has such large following and may indeed change the landscape when it comes to series, provided it is directed well. And so far, with the news of the Crown DOP coming on board and then the hair and makeup stylist coming on board, it means that they are looking at packing it with some of the best in the TV space. So this indeed is good news. And looking at the fact that they have just started shooting and released this image of the young Harry Potter is indeed exciting. Is Dominic looks very much like very much like the Harry Potter we saw of Daniel Radcliffe when he began filming. So it's indeed exciting to see this. I'm sure there were a few people who weren't so thrilled about the casting of these young ones, but from this very picture, I'm sure now they are changing their minds on it. Possibly, it's just a picture, but from the stories we heard of them scouting for or auditioning thousands of actors just to get this one chap to who fits the bill. I'm sure they know why they chose him. So maybe we'll need to relax and wait to see the pilot episode and the other, episodes that will follow to have, those fears allayed. But I'm sure this production is in good hands and nobody need to worry about it. So there you have it. Harry Potter indeed has begun filming yesterday in one of the studio lots in Hertfordshire, where the Harry Potter films itself were produced. So that's where, I mean, production has begun, even though it looks like the release date is still some, couple of years away. That is 2027. But before you know it, 2027 will be upon us and we'll be watching the Harry Potter series. So let me know your thoughts on this, on the beginning of the series that is commencing, that has begun shooting. Um, Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. So last but not the least, Japan has embarked on a mission, and then obviously this mission has to do with movies, and the idea is to distribute Japanese movies in Africa. So if you are a Japanese uh, film, if you're passionate about Japanese films, there's no need for you to worry now because Japanese films are going to be distributed in Africa for free. But let's read this article. And this article talks about what the Japanese Foundation is seeking to do. And it reads that Japan Foundation to distribute Japanese movies in Africa. And it reads that the Japan Foundation will begin distributing Japanese movies online for free in all 54 countries of the African continent on Tuesday. The move comes ahead of the ninth Tokyo International Conference on African Development, or TICAD 9, to be held in the city of Yokohama, August 20th to 22nd. The movies will be distributed on IJFF Theater, a movie distribution website operated by the government-affiliated organization. Two works including zombie film Kamera wo Tomiruna, One Cut of the Dead, and Us Later to be offered initially. More movies will be distributed later. Subtitles will be available in Arabic, English, French, and Portuguese. The site has about 100,000 registered users, according to the foundation. This is the first time since the August 2024 launch of the site that its movie distribution service is offered in a limited area. Many of the users in Africa are concentrated in North Africa, particularly in Egypt. We hope that this will be an opportunity for a number of people to know about Japanese movies, an official of the Foundation's Film Business Division said, noting that many people in Africa enjoy watching movies with relatives and friends. So there you have it. In the Japan Times, where Japan Foundation is now embarking on a mission to distribute Japanese films in Africa. So this is indeed a very purposeful, cultural export for African countries. And looking at what they are embarking on, there's really a refreshing new approach, because most often streamers who come into Africa, and rightfully so, come with the purpose of owning part of the market and they benefiting from it economically, which is supposed to be the case. So for this to come to Africa and distribute their films for free, it's really a game changer, and it's likely to win a lot of audience to join the website to stream those movies for free. And looking at the fact that Africa is the second most populous continent in the world after Asia, that is really a game changer for them to be able to have just a chunk of Africa's audiences to watch the films on their platform will be a massive um, win for them. As to whether afterwards they would then move on to a subscription based fee, that we cannot tell. But the good thing is that a lot of people in Africa like Japanese films. and you could talk about the genre, especially anime. Anime is a big thing in Africa now, where a lot of people are watching it, and talk about the other films they may have in their roster, from the Yakuza genre of films to the anime to all those, um, I mean, the genre of films that we trying to watch, it's amazing, and that is something that you can be assured of, that a lot of people would indeed go onto this website to watch these films, and it's a really big changer for them. But speaking to the fact that a lot of these films are going to be shown for free, the idea of a cultural export through this film is a massive thing that perhaps as Africans we need to consider. It's a good welcome for us to learn about other cultures, such as the J-horror genres, and through the genres that they will provide for us: Chambara, sword fighting, Ruguro, a whole lot of genres that they have in store for us. But the good thing is that it gives us the opportunity to have an insight as to their culture through the films that they will be making, or they will be showing to us. To take a leaf from this move, perhaps it's about time as a continent we also look at exporting our culture to the West, to give them an insight as to what we are doing. But I know it's cost intensive and may not even be possible now. But then this is going to change the landscape of films when it comes to the audiences wanting to watch a particular film. And if you look at even the history of Ghana, there were times when a lot of people were watching a lot of Indian films. There were times when a lot of people were watching Japanese and Chinese films. And with this move, it may bring back the love again for Japanese films throughout the continent. And that is really a massive move that they have embarked on. This may give a run for all the major streaming services their money, and I don't know whether how this is going to tip the scale, but whatever be the case, this move, if well publicized, is going to really win them a lot of audiences. And should they move to a subscription model where we have to pay a fee, yes, a lot may drop off, but a lot more would still remain, particularly if the films are very entertaining and engaging. You know, watching films from the Akira Kurosawa and from what we see of the other studios, like, I mean, other anime studios, it's going to be a big hit with Africa. That I can assure. They already have a strong market in northern Africa, that is particularly Egypt. So for them to spread through the entire continent in itself is going to win them some massive audiences, and you can be rest assured, particularly with anime now, a lot of young Africans are into anime. Pardon me, are into anime and are so passionate about it. If you hear them talking about it, you'll be amazed. And these are people who maybe ordinarily would not even watch, some normal African films, but are into anime like so much. And I'm sure they'll be showing a lot of classics as well from the top 100 films. When you go to IMDb, there are a lot of films, Japanese classics, that hopefully they may show, from Harakiri to A Fugitive from the Past, Ujechu, yeah, Rashomon, yeah. So there's a lot. I mean, Rashomon is an Akira Kurosawa film, and there's a lot of films that Japan have done. The Seven Samurai, Akira ranks among the best of, if not the best, but among the best of Japanese film directors, or film directors that have walked on the surface of the earth, influencing a lot of films in the West. So it is indeed a welcoming idea, and we'll be looking forward to it when it officially rolls out the free streaming. And I would encourage you to also visit those sites and take a look at this film, these films that they are offering, and watch it for yourself, particularly if you are in Africa, because it's actually meant for Africa. So maybe I don't know whether others in other continents can also watch it as well. But just as it says, it's in Africa. So this wraps up my stories for today. Let me know your thoughts on this particular story as well. Do you think it's a good move? What do you think may be the end game for this particular move that they are embarking on? Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. And indeed, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Film Mandate. I mean, I appreciate your presence, and let me know more about what you think about these stories that I've shared with you. And I'll be coming your way tomorrow with another episode of the Film Mandates. My name is Papa Otu, and see you soon.